If you're thinking about using WordPress for your website, you may be confused when you go to Google WordPress. WordPress.com and WordPress.org both show up, so which one is right? The quick answer is that they both are. One is software, the other is a company that sells services using that software. Now the question is there really a difference between the two, and why should you care? The answer? Yes, there's a significant difference between the two. Each one would have different benefits and pitfalls for different types of website builders. Structurally, both things are very different. Their main similarity is that they both focus on the WordPress software as a tool for building websites. Most times when people talk about WordPress, they're talking about the open source software that's available for free via, you guessed it, WordPress.org. It's been used to create websites since May of 2003. There's a WordPress Foundation, which exists to support the project. It's a nonprofit organization that owns and manages WordPress, WordCamps, and related trademarks. On the .org website, you can download the software for your own use, but you can also learn about the WordPress community, access resources that help you learn how to use WordPress, track development updates, and more. So, what's WordPress.com? This website is owned by Automatic, the company owned by Matt Mullenweg, one of the creators of the original WordPress source code. This site provides packages of services that result in you having your very own WordPress website. You don't have to download the software, but instead, you use their services to offload some of the work of creating your own site. Functionally, each site is good for different people with different needs. You may want to access WordPress through WordPress.org if you're interested in participating in the open source community, if you want to download the software to read it, change it, test it, or upload it to a server in order to launch a website, or if you want to hire a developer to build you a WordPress site. More likely, they'll use the code from WordPress.org rather than packages from WordPress.com. Be sure to talk to your agency or developer to learn about their individual process. The source code you get is complete and open, and you can do pretty much anything with it. You may want to access WordPress through WordPress.com if you want a WordPress site but would like one that's a little simpler to use, you prefer to pay for some of the services to be handled for you, or you want to bundle in things like hosting and domain names rather than seek them out yourself. Things like posting pages or posts or uploading media remain pretty much the same across both options. But keep in mind that when you're looking up tutorials or courses, most of the time it's important to determine the difference. For example, I teach a course on LinkedIn Learning about how to use WordPress.org's software to build a website. And my friend Carrie Dills teaches one all about WordPress.com for the same purpose. Like most choices, there are pros and cons to each. The long and short of it is the WordPress.org option is more work and requires you to take some extra steps. However, in the short term, you'll probably end up saving some money and have much more control over your website. That last part is always the clincher for me. Building a site with WordPress.org is freedom to choose. You choose where to host, where to get your domain from. You can download whatever plugins and themes you want. You can migrate or clone your site as much as you want. And you can access and edit the code of the site if you want. It's all in your hands to create whatever it is you can dedicate the time to learning how to do. WordPress.com offers its own set of benefits and pitfalls. You release a lot of the control. Your site is mostly out of your hands, and there are limitations to plugins that you can add, code you can view, and more. If you want to make large changes or migrate your website, you won't be able to do so as readily. However, to some people, that's actually a benefit. A more rigid structure that's mostly in the company's hands means less on your plate. You don't have to worry about updates or security since the company does that for you. If your goals for the site are not particularly complicated or ambitious in terms of its function or design, WordPress.com can still provide you with a beautiful and efficient website. So there you have it. What do you think? How much does your experience with WordPress change from .org to .com? Have you used both, or do you stick with one? Are there details and arguments for one that I'm missing? Share them with me in the comments below.